Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy with 2 E's, and I am the founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcast and courses, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. If you like the podcast, you are going to love my Irresistible You online self-study course and VIP private podcast. To learn more, including the investment, see everything that's included, get client testimonials, and to snag your seat and sign up and enroll, please head over to irresistibleicing.com/course. That link is also in the show notes. Welcome back to the podcast. All right, let me paint a picture for you. It is June. It is already June, or it is only June. It depends on how you look at things, right? But regardless of how you see things, you still have 6 months left in the year to change your life, to seriously change your life. If you don't get anything out of this episode, I want you to get this statement. Consistency over the next 6 months can change my life. It can put you on the path to who you want to be, to who you crave to become. We would need to do a little bit of mental work right here, okay? I want you to imagine that it is December 31st. And I want you to imagine what it's going to feel like to look in the mirror and see yourself, okay? Who do you want to see staring back at you? Who do you want her to be? What do you want her to have accomplished? When you look at yourself, what are the things that you want to be able to say, damn, I did it. I did that. I started this. I started that. I quit doing fill in the blank. There is so much possibility and opportunity for you over the next 6 months if you allow it to come in. If you open your mind, if you open your heart, there is so much opportunity waiting for you around the bend, but it comes with consistency. It comes with commitment. With commitment and consistency and conviction about what you're doing, you're unstoppable. So, do you want to be standing in the mirror, in the bathroom, or in the dressing room on New Year's Eve, in a puddle of your own tears, crying because once again, you're ringing in the new year as the fat girl? Once again, you're ringing in the new year as someone who fell off the wagon once again. Once again, you told yourself, I'm going to lose the weight, and here you are once again on the floor crying because nothing fits. You don't want anyone to see you. You don't even want to go to the party anymore, and you're sick and tired of New Year's resolutions because you're sick and tired of telling yourself, I'll start over in the new year. If that is you, buckle up, listen to this episode, and let's get to work. So everything for you can change in the next 6 months. Like, literally. If you don't want your next 6 months to look like your first 6 months, it starts today. It does not start on Monday. It does not start on the new year. It does not start in the month of July. It starts now. It starts in the messy. It starts in the shit hitting the fan. It starts in the, oh my God, I'm so emotional. There's so many things going on in my life. Bitch, please. There's things going on in everybody's life, okay? For those of you that know, you know. I'm about to hit y'all with some tough love that you need to hear because you're not hearing me. Everybody is fighting something. Everybody is going through it. Everybody is dealing with stuff that isn't easy. That is called life. Life is going to punch you in the gut. Life is going to show up right when you're thinking, I just want to coast. I want things to go good for me. We all want that. And then you're driving down the road and the car starts making a noise. You go home to put the dishes away and the dishwasher ain't dishwashing. Okay? Things happen. Annoyances happen. Tragedies happen. Hard things happen to all of us. All of this is said with love and respect because I've been in your shoes and I know exactly how you feel. You are not special because life is lifing. You are not special because things are happening to you. Things are happening to everyone. And the faster you can accept that life just happens, and sometimes it's literally one thing after another, the faster you will grow emotionally. You know, I was watching a video, and I'm not going to mention the channel, but this girl who's on a weight loss journey, she's on a weight loss journey for a very long time, and she's constantly having slip-ups where she says things like, life is just so hard. I'm really going through it. I'm just so emotional. I just want to eat. And while I empathize with that because I've been in those shoes, I've been there, you cannot keep falling into the yo-yo diet, body hate, shame cycle every single time you feel something hard. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. It's not working for you in that way. And when I say this, it doesn't mean to mask your feelings. It's the opposite. It does not mean to push your feelings down. It does not mean to ignore them, to act like everything is okay. No, you have to learn how to sit and feel when it feels like shit. You need to understand and really, without food numbing up your feelings, you need to know what it feels like to feel like shit. Because numbing your emotions, shoving food down your throat, and trying to act like everything is okay isn't serving you. If it was serving you, I wouldn't be doing this podcast because I would never have gone through the things I've gone through, and you wouldn't be sitting here listening to this podcast. It's not serving you. And I will say this with all the love and respect. You are emotionally stunted if you do not understand how to deal with your feelings. You are emotionally immature, and that's okay because there is work for you to do to get through it. And as long as you are sitting there carrying the emotional weight and not doing a damn thing about it, because listen, we all carry emotional weight. It is not like you get to some finish line and it's like, oh shit, like I don't have anything emotionally weighing me down anymore. That's what life is. Life is a constant up and down, up and down, up and down. But you have to learn how to be the common thread through the up and down that knows how to just ebb and flow. You know how to go with it. You know how to rock with it. You know how to deal with it. Okay? So if you don't learn how to manage your emotional weight, I promise you, all the GLP-1s in the world, all the Ozempics, all the keto, all the Weight Watchers, all the points, all the calorie deficits, all of that will not make a difference. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because you will take the shot and the shot will curb your appetite. And the shot will physically not allow you to eat and it will cut the cravings. It does stop the constant in your head about the cravings. But when you come off of that shot, and shit hits the fan, what are you going to do now? So you also have to know how to lose the emotional weight. Every single one of you listening to this is not lacking knowledge about how to diet and lose weight, physical weight. You know what you need to do, how to get the weight off. What you don't know how to do because you've never been taught how to do it is you don't know how to lose the emotional weight because you don't know how to manage through your emotions. And when I talk about consistency and commitment and conviction for what you're doing, that does not mean perfection. That means messy, imperfect, showing up when you don't want to show up, showing up when it hurts, showing up when you feel fat and sluggish and bloated, just showing up and meeting yourself where you are. You are sitting there trying to meet yourself where you want to be, and you won't meet yourself where you are and start there. So how in the fuck are you going to meet yourself where you want to be if you can't show up and meet yourself where you are today? You're not going to magically become her today. You're not going to magically lose 40 pounds today. You're not going to magically feel like eating healthy today. And as long as you keep sitting your ass around waiting for things to be perfect, well, when this slows down, when I'm done with this season of life, and when the kids get a little older, and Girl, stop. Stop. You are setting yourself up to fail over and over and over again. Life is gonna life, and it's not slowing down because it thinks, oh, Susie Q over here is so awesome. Let's just slow it down for her for a minute. Life is gonna life. We have circumstances that fucking suck that we can't control. Okay? What you can control is that food going down your throat. What we can control is getting our ass out and walking. What we can control is getting our ass off that couch and doing a 10-minute YouTube workout because it's raining outside and it's so gloomy and I just don't want to go out today. And then the kids are here and I don't have anyone to watch them. Get your ass off that couch and put on some YouTube and Google 10-minute workout. I promise you there is an abundance of free videos available to you. Well, I'm traveling this week and I just don't get your phone out. See this little phone? See this little phone that now costs more money than our computers in our house? Put that phone plan to work and do the workout on your phone. There are free apps. There are free videos on YouTube. There are zero excuses when it comes to that. And I'm gonna take y'all on a virtual back in time field trip real quick, okay? For those of you OGs that have been on Weight Watchers since the 90s, okay, I want you to take a trip back in time and remember those stupid fucking books. Remember those stupid fucking books that you took in your car in the little fake leather case. I can see it. I can smell it. That little fake leather case with the had the Velcro when you pulled up to the drive-thru and you would take your book out, okay? It had the eating out book and it had the points book. And probably somewhere in your folder, you also had your weigh-in book that you would take to your weigh-ins and get your little stars, okay? So, that said, I want you to think about, let's think about that Weight Watchers folder that you had. And in that Weight Watchers folder, you had those books, you had your weigh-in thing. These books went with you everywhere, whether it was in your car or whether it was in your bag. A lot of us would carry them in our big old purses that we would have. And those books went with you everywhere. And the one time that you were out and about and you didn't have those books or you forgot the books or you didn't bring them along, what was your excuse to overeat? You go to your next weigh-in and you're up, right? Or you didn't lose this week and you're like rehashing everything. Oh my God, I was out of town and I didn't have the books. I didn't have my journal. That was your excuse when everything was paper and everything was, a physical product. It is 2025. What the fuck is your excuse now? I don't feel like opening the app. I don't feel like looking stuff up. Every single food item, menu, you can literally Google it and find it on your phone within seconds. Okay? There is no excuse when it comes to things like that. So think about the same excuses that you were using 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and then look at the excuses you're using now when that one is no longer applicable. And my point in this exercise is I want you to see how you always quit on yourself, how you always look for excuses, how you always find ways to self-sabotage what you're doing. That has to stop because literally now there is no excuse when it comes to the tools available for the physical weight loss. Where you need to really focus is you need to also focus on the emotional weight loss as well. How to manage your emotions, how to feel what you need to feel while also saying, you know what, I'm going to eat this over that today. I'm going to eat this, not that, and I'm going to make better choices. So think about that day on December 31st. How do you want to feel in your body? What do you want your body to look like? And also, let's be realistic about this plan. If you have 100 pounds to lose, that's not going to happen in 6 months. So be realistic so you're not setting yourself up to fail in your brain when you're going in the mirror like, well, I didn't lose the weight. Okay. Think about what you can realistically accomplish over the next 6 months and not focus on weight being the top number one thing, because the losing the weight will become a byproduct of doing the work I'm talking about. This isn't about perfection. This is becoming her, the her that you crave to be, the one that you have a disconnect, the one where you, in your mind, you think you're already her, you pretend to be her, you envision her, but then what you're doing and how you're living your life and how you're showing up every day is not her. She's already in there. It's just a matter of you cultivating it with consistency, commitment, and conviction. And you're not too late. For those of you that are like, oh my God, I have 100 pounds to lose, I have 50 pounds to lose, I'm never going to do it. 6 months is a lot of time to build a shit ton of momentum. And the momentum is what you need. The momentum of seeing the results of the hard work. Because let's be real, it is hard when you are putting in the work every week, you are making the choices, you are doing the hard things with yourself, you're moving, you're eating healthy, you're working on your mind and your emotions, and then nothing happens. You don't see the results because so much of it is internal, right? And even when you're working out, you don't see those results for a while, you know? So 6 months, damn, 6 months can have a lot of momentum for you. You have enough time to lose weight. You have enough time to rebuild your confidence. You have enough time to start repairing your relationship with yourself. And as you repair your relationship with yourself, it will naturally start to repair your relationship with food. Because it is not about your relationship with food. Everybody says, oh, I got to fix my relationship with food. No, you have to fix your relationship with yourself, because you are the one who eats the food, and you eat the food and you overeat the food because you don't have a solid relationship with yourself. That's what you have to fix. It's not about a relationship. You're not in a relationship with food. You're in a relationship with yourself. So if you showed up with consistency, imperfect action, not perfection, for the next 6 months, you would not recognize yourself in the best way possible. So stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is not sitting there on your front porch like a fucking Amazon Prime box and is like, hey, bitch, here I am. Here's your motivation. Woo, let's do it, girl. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can't wait until you feel ready. Because here's the thing with motivation. If you only can do it when you have motivation, that's why you can't do it. We are not intended to be motivated creatures 24/7 every single day of our life. You have to stop the start over mentality. You have to stop the, well, I already fucked today up, so I might as well start over tomorrow. You start over at the next snack. You start over, you get your glass of water, you suck that water down, you get yourself focused in the game, and you get right back to it today. This meal, this snack, today. Like, I've used this analogy so many times in the past, but it's so true. Like, if you're driving down the road and your car got a flat tire, are you pulling over in the emergency lane and be like, I'm going to fuck this shit up. I already fucked up one tire. Let me take this knife and I'm going to just start slashing the shit out of every single tire. That is the exact same thing you're doing to yourself, and it's stupid. It makes zero sense. But we do it. We do it. Because like, well, just start over tomorrow. So you've got to get rid of the start over mentality, and you have to stop letting a bad day turn into a bad week, and a bad week turn into a bad month. And you have to stop correlating bad things or lifing with your weight loss journey. Your weight loss journey has nothing to do with what's going on in your life. And so many of you are like, well, if things are going wrong, life has just beaten me up and it's been really hard, then I have to eat bad. You have to eat bad because you think you have to eat bad because it's the only way you've ever dealt with anything in your life. It's the only coping skill that you know. Again, it goes back to you don't have the emotional maturity to get through the things in life that you need to get through because you have never dealt with the emotions. You have never dealt with losing the emotional weight. So you don't have the skills and the coping mechanisms to do that. So decide, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to learn how to lose emotional weight. The version of you who changes her life this coming New Year's Eve, she just shows up. Every single day, she shows up and she does the work. Does the work need to be perfect? Absolutely not. That's part of the problem is you want things to be perfect and life isn't perfect. But she shows up anyway. Okay? You get a blow to the gut and you go and overeat. Okay, don't beat yourself up over it. Learn from it. Learn from it. As I've gone through my journey with emotional eating and binge eating and had, where I go backwards at times and it still happens sometimes, right? I'm a human. Does it happen in the magnitude that it did at one point? Absolutely not. Why? Because I'm aware. I'm self-aware to say, oh, we're not doing that anymore. Or let me stop this before it turns into 5 meals or a week or a month or 2 months or 6 months, right? And it requires you showing up and being present. Because when you decide to zombie walk and zone out, that's when all of a sudden now you don't want to get on the scale because you're terrified of what it's going to say because you know you've been overeating and you know the scale's gone up and you just can't bear the thought to see the number because you've avoided it for so long. So stop avoiding it. Show up for yourself. Getting on the scale is not an opportunity to berate yourself. It is not an opportunity to have an inner fat bitch do out, like duking it out with the inner fat bitch. It is an opportunity to relearn how to stop associating your weight to your self-worth, how to learn how to stop attaching your happiness to a number. It is an opportunity to have a real heart-to-heart discussion with, this is just the facts. The numbers don't have feelings. Numbers don't have emotions. They are data. They are giving us data, and it is up to us to determine what is behind that data. We have to be the analyst, right? And instead of beating yourself up and going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here again, and I can't believe I weigh this, ask yourself, what did I do to get to this point? You have to be real with yourself because you know how you got there. You don't want to admit how you got there. You don't want to face the reality that no one else got you there but you, because it is so devastating to get on the scale and see that it's gone up 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds. It is devastating when you feel that. And the only reason that happens and it feels devastating is because you kept putting it off. You knew what you were doing. You knew you were overeating. You knew you were gaining weight. You knew the clothes were getting tighter. And instead of stopping in your tracks, you're like, well, I'll just wait till everything's perfect. I'll wait till things settle down. I'll wait till and never comes. Okay? So show up for yourself. Face the music. And learn how to speak about yourself and to yourself without beating yourself up and be like, you know what? I knew the scale was going to be up, and this is why. These are the things that I did that made the scale go up. And these are the things I'm going to work on going forward so that this doesn't keep happening to me. Because you act like it's happening to you. Like you're some fucking victim of gaining weight. You're not a victim of weight gain. That is self-inflicted. And what I mean by that is no one is sitting there holding a gun to your head, shoving cupcakes down your throat, shoving another portion down your throat. You are doing it to yourself. And you want to blame other people. You want to blame the system. You want to blame your spouse. You want to blame your busy schedule. You want to blame your life circumstances. And at the end of the day, I can't stress this enough. It comes back to you not knowing how to deal with your emotions. Period. Full stop. You can't manage your emotions. So you use food to mask. You use food to shove it down. You use food to be in little denial delusion land of what's really going on in your life. Get used to feeling like shit. You need to learn what it feels like to feel like shit without the food covering it up. Because here's the thing, you already feel like shit. Whether you're overeating or you're not overeating, and now you're feeling like shit, and you have now put, the horrible feeling of overeating, of being too full, of hating yourself and beating yourself up and going through that whole emotional yo-yo diet, body hate, shame cycle on top of feeling like shit. How about we just feel like shit without the added layer of emotional eating shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay that you don't feel okay. It is okay. You are not meant to be happy every single waking moment of your life. And if you are, I don't want to be that way. I want to know what's wrong, what's really going on. Because people that are happy 24/7 every single day of the year, that is another form of masking. That is another coping mechanism. It's fake. It is fake as fuck. The people that are happy 24/7 every single day of the year, I don't trust those people. I don't. Because it's not real. You are not being real. Or the people that just can't say, you know what? This fucking sucks. This sucks for you. I remember years ago, one of the first deployments my husband went on, this is like before we were even married, and I was so upset. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. I'd never been away from anybody this long that I care about. And one of my friends she was also in the Navy at the time, and she said, it's going to fucking suck. And of every advice I had gotten, that one has always stuck with me because it felt so authentic. It felt so validating. Instead of saying, oh, the time will go by fast and it'll be here before you know it. And like, no, it's going to fucking suck. It does suck. And sometimes we just have to be that person with ourselves. We have to validate, this sucks. I don't want to do this, but I'm in it and I have to get through it. And you're not going to die by feeling horrible you're not going to die by feeling nasty emotions. It's not going to kill you. You're still here. You're still breathing. You're still waking up. You're still here. You have gotten through every single hard day of your life so far, and you're still here, and you still have a fighting chance. Why do you not see that for yourself? Why can't you see that? It is not too late for you. I don't care. I am 43 years old, and I refuse to give up on certain things. I refuse. I'm not someone who just gives up. Yeah, we have days where we have our pity parties and we're like, I don't want to do this anymore and I'm done and I'm blah, blah. But like, have the pity party and get up. Get up and move again. It is not too late for you. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It is not too late for you. It is too late when you decide you're done. When you decide you're done, then you don't even have the opportunity of what could be. But right now, you have this massive opportunity of what could be. And you are in control of that feeling. And when you put it that way, and when you refocus that way, and you rethink and you reframe, you're unstoppable. You are unfucking stoppable when you think about the fact that if I want to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight. I don't know if it was in my, I think it was last week's episode. So last week I did my first episode of Diamond Paint and Podcast, where I kind of just, I don't have like a full outline of what I want to talk about. It's like a much more like casual convo, and I'm doing another one this week as well. And I think it was in that episode where I said it out loud. Like I knew this, but when I said it out loud and I heard myself say it, I just had this epiphany, right? Where I said, I've just kind of been maintaining lately, not really losing weight, but not really gaining weight either. and I just want to get this last 30 pounds off. And when I heard myself say 30, it just was this like mind-blowing moment, right? Where I'm like, 30 pounds, that's it? That weight will be gone by December if I stay consistent and committed. It'll be gone. 30 pounds is, I don't want to say it's nothing, but when you've already lost 70, what's another 30? So, and I told you, you guys know I do my weight in like decades. So like that's 10 pounds 3 times. That's it. Like, you know how to lose the weight. You know how to get it off. You've done it a million times. You know how to do it. But what you don't know how to do, most of you listening to this, is how to manage yourself. You got to be your own boss. You got to be your own manager of your emotions. You've got to learn how to do that, because that is what is going to get you through your darkest days. Seriously. I share this story all the time. It was 2014. It was over 10 years ago when my grandmother passed. And she was sick for a while before she passed. So it was a long time coming, and going to visit her and seeing her in the hospital and seeing her in the home and her finally passing away. And I would come home from seeing her and I would go to the gym. We have a gym in our garage, and I would just go work out, and I would just cry on the treadmill, because it would just be a release for me of emotions. And the thing is, when you are covering up hard, grieving, tough emotions with food, all you're doing is just wrapping shit with shit, because you already feel bad. So why also feel bad? And the reason we do it, it's subconscious. We don't think about it. The reason we're doing it is because now we're focused on our stomach hurting. We're focused on our clothes not fitting. We're focused on beating ourselves up, instead of focusing on the underlying emotion that feels really gross. It feels really gross. Nobody wants to feel those things. But you have to. You've got to suck it up. You've got to grow up. You've got to get emotionally mature, and you've got to learn how to navigate through it. That's it. So that woman that you were craving to be, she's already there. She's already inside you. You just have to start showing up for her every single day, and stop hiding. Stop hiding. All right. So I think I'm done. I think we're going to wrap here. If you like this episode, please leave a rating and review on your podcast player of choice. Most of you are listening to me through Apple Podcasts. So if you can go over to Apple Podcasts on the app, leave a rating and review. That helps my podcast grow. It helps other people find me in the algorithm. Also, if you want to staying in touch, between episodes, let's do that. Couple of ways. The best way, number one, is via email. If you stay on my email list, no matter what happens with the social media platforms, we will be in connection with each other, because they cannot take that away. If you are on social media, I am at Irresistible Icing on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me in both of those places. I've been posting there on a daily basis. And then also, make sure that you are subscribed on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to the podcast, please go over to YouTube. I record all of my podcast episodes also as video. Those are there as well. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope you are doing well, and I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.